Hello everyone, my name is Devin Forte. I did this presentation on the topic of biotechnology and how we can use it to address world hunger and food insecurity issues for a nutrition and health course taught by Jennifer Weinberg at Monmouth University. With any of these topics, there are obviously controversies over them, whether that be cultural, political, etc. So let's explore this together. What is biotechnology? Biotechnology comes in multiple different forms. Some of the main ways biotechnology is used is in agriculture to create genetically modified plants and crops, which we will be discussing throughout this presentation. But it is also used in medicine to create new drugs and vaccines when bacteria grow a resistance to them. Who uses biotechnology? Whether you have eaten any type of food packaged from a grocery store, taken any type of medication, or received any type of vaccine, there is a very good chance you have utilized the products of all of the hard work and research that goes into creating these advancements in technology. Why is biotechnology important? Biotechnology in food is very important because it is a way that farmers can produce successful crops that are guaranteed to survive and have a much longer shelf life than if not modified through this technology. Scientists do this by preventing the growth of microorganisms in the food, which will then therefore produce toxins. Scientists can essentially take the genes and traits from one successful plant and add them to the DNA of another, failing plant. By this method, they can ensure that the crop will survive, especially during harsh conditions. Biotechnology can even make sure that crops survive during the toughest droughts by modifying their genes to survive with less water, as well as resist them from pests. It is a very important technology because it is a way that we can increase our agricultural product and meet the needs of the future population, which will only continue to become denser as time goes on. Why is biotechnology to address world hunger a health issue? It is a health issue because too many people are in poverty and cannot afford the food that is made available to the communities that they live in. One of the sources I found in my research hit the nail on the head with this point. Miguel Altieri and Peter Rossett, authors of the book Ethical Issues in Biotechnology, said, "There are 4.3 pounds of food for every person every day. The real causes of hunger are poverty, inequality, and lack of access to food and land. Too many people are too poor to buy the food that is made available." A huge reason that this is a major health issue is because most of the advancements made in agricultural biotechnology have been for the profit of the company and not for the needs of the community. The premise behind this technology was solely to make profit, not to help the hungry countries who need to get fed. Figure 1 shows a stereotypical impoverished community with their children that are hungry. Figure 2 shows smiling children in which poverty could be disguised in. We need to start moving away from the figure 1 stereotype because people always think of this picture when they think of world hunger or poverty. But realistically, food insecurity could be disguised as so in the second picture of the happy and smiling children. Aside from being a health and nutrition issue, we should be moving away from this stigma. Here are some arguments for why we should keep using biotechnology or make advances in it. It has helped us in so many ways already. For example, golden rice was created through this process by adding 3 new genes to regular rice grains' DNA. Therefore, it produces vitamin A in digestion in the human. They did this because statistically, there are 140 million children in 118 countries that are vitamin A deficient. They sent the rice into mass production and were able to feed this large and very deprived community. Another reason why we should keep this in use is because biotechnologists are also working on research to possibly remove the proteins from soy and peanuts that cause allergic reactions in the general allergic population, and we are able to distribute these better options. That would be groundbreaking because there are many, many people allergic to peanuts or tree nuts or all of the above. So that would be an amazing advancement. Another reason that we should keep biotechnology in use is because the intention of many of these companies is to raise the nutritional value of many of these everyday foods. Unfortunately, it does not always work out considering there are treats like Twinkies sitting on the shelf in almost any grocery store you go to. In figure 3, you can see the difference between white, naturally grown rice that's bleached and the golden rice that was genetically modified. Some arguments against the use of biotechnology are that many countries are importing genetically modified foods, but no one can predict the health benefits of this because they have not been around long enough for us to truly know what results lie ahead. Yes, we absolutely have research on how higher consumption rates of these foods can lead to heart disease and type 2 diabetes. However, there are still more of a need for research to be done. Ultimately, there is no magic bullet that will fix all of the social problems that also occur alongside starving and impoverished communities in third world countries. While biotechnology can help us aid the hungry, it is not the final solution because it is not the most feasible approach. Unfortunately, no one knows the most feasible approach at this point in time. All we know is that biotechnology can at least help us. And in figure 4, you can see the solution is not biotechnology. Some cultural factors that I found in my research was one cross-cultural survey, and it conveyed the relationship between a citizen's trust in the country's institutions versus their appreciation of nature. This study was conducted in the USA and in Germany, where they tested both of those factors. In Germany, people had a higher appreciation for nature, which clearly explains why Europeans are so against food biotechnology than in the USA. I can attest to this because when I studied abroad in Florence, Italy, last fall semester, every time I went grocery shopping and found the Special K red berry cereal, I don't know if anyone is familiar with that, I would always take it home because it's my favorite cereal here in America. When I ate the cereal, though, you would immediately notice it is so much more bitter than in America. Naturally, a lot of the European countries have higher restrictions on their nutrition and everything that goes into their foods, especially with food labeling. A lot of legislation has been passed through the EU to keep big food companies from trying to defy their consumers. To summarize this study, a higher sense of trust and low appreciation of nature here in the USA is what makes our culture so easy to assimilate food biotechnology into our everyday diets. This is exactly what we do wrong, and it is exactly why adult onset diseases through diet are the number 2 and number 3 leading causes of death in America. Some discussion questions that raise ethical issues. I will be posting alongside my presentation, but I thought I should include them now. Although genetically modified foods are bad for your health, should food insecure or impoverished countries be feeding their communities with these foods anyway? Some will say yes, because they are hungry and they're starving and they should be eating anything no matter what the nutritional value is. And then others will say, no, we should really focus on food that has a lot of nutritional value for them because they need the strength. So it's all up to you. Just please answer that in the comments. Second question, is there a better alternative to end world hunger? Do you think there could be a better solution to this issue? I want to hear all of your creative ways in which you guys think that there could be a better solution. So if you come up with something, I definitely want to hear about it. Please comment. And last one, I used to work in food service, so I know this for a fact. But a lot of restaurants and convenience stores always throw their leftover, unpurchased food in the garbage at the end of the night. When trying to solve world hunger, what could change with this scenario? Should food establishments be mandated to donate these leftovers to food banks or shelters or anything like that? I think that would be a great way to help this issue, help put not a solution to world hunger, but help definitely put a dent in the hungry, and especially in your own community. So what do you guys think of that? I want to know. And then a basic summary of my presentation and biotechnology to address world hunger is that it can help us if it is used in the right way. And that goes with a lot of things nowadays that are being abused. But biotechnology also opens the door to new advancements in gene technology, which is going to be definitely helpful and going to raise a lot more ethical issues in the future. So stay tuned for that. And biotechnology is overall a useful tool in general, but we need more change socially and politically if world hunger were to finally end, especially in third world countries where political governments are not set up the way that the United States is. And here are my references. Thank you so much.